Once upon a time, in a small town called Holcomb, Kansas, there lived a nice family named the Clutters. This was back in the year 1959. The dad was Herb Clutter. He was 48 years old. Herb was a farmer. He worked hard on his big farm with wheat and animals. He was kind and helped his neighbors. He went to church every week. The mom was Bonnie Clutter. She was 45 years old. Bonnie was quiet and sometimes felt sad inside. But she loved her family a lot. She stayed home and took care of things there. They had 2 kids at home. Nancy was 16 years old. She was a happy girl with good grades in school. Nancy liked to bake pies, sew clothes, and play music on her clarinet. She helped little girls learn how to do those things too. Everyone in town liked Nancy because she was friendly and pretty. Kenyon was 15 years old. He was Nancy's brother. Kenyon was quiet and wore glasses. He liked to fix old trucks and go hunting. He made things with wood in his workshop. Both kids were in a club called 4-H where they learned about farming and animals. The family lived in a big white house on the edge of town. It was peaceful there. The town had only about 270 people. Everyone knew each other. Doors were never locked. The Clutters had 2 older daughters who had grown up and moved away. One was getting married soon. Every day, the family ate meals together. They went to church in a nearby town called Garden City. Herb did not keep much cash at home. He paid for things with checks. He did not have a safe full of money. The family felt safe and happy. They had no idea that something bad was coming. Herb was a leader in the town. He helped build things like a new church. Bonnie sometimes felt sick, but she tried to be strong. Nancy dreamed of going to college. Kenyon wanted to be a farmer like his dad. Their life was like a happy storybook. But soon, 2 bad men would change everything. Now, let's talk about the 2 bad men. Their names were Richard Hickok and Perry Smith. People called them Dick and Perry. Dick was 28 years old. Perry was 31 years old. They met in prison. Both had done wrong things before. Dick Hickok grew up in Kansas. He was smart and could talk smoothly. But he had problems inside his head. Doctors said he had something called antisocial personality disorder. That means he did not care much about other people's feelings. He liked to take things that were not his. He wanted easy money. He did not feel bad about hurting others. He had a hard time feeling close to people, like an attachment problem. Perry Smith had a very sad life as a kid. His mom and dad fought a lot. His mom drank too much. Perry moved around a lot. He got hurt in a motorcycle crash and his legs were not straight after that. He felt angry inside sometimes. He had fits of rage. Doctors thought he might have something called paranoid schizophrenia. That means he felt like people were against him, even when they were not. He was sensitive and felt broken inside. But he could be kind too. He liked to read books and play guitar. Both men were out of prison on parole. That means they promised to be good. But Dick heard a story from a man in prison named Floyd Wells. Floyd used to work for Herb Clutter. He said Herb had a safe with lots of money. This was not true. But Dick believed it. He told Perry about it. They planned to go to the Clutter house and take the money. They thought it would be easy. They called it the perfect score. Dick was the one who made the plan. He was excited about getting rich. Perry went along because he needed a friend. But Perry felt bad sometimes. He had dreams that scared him. The 2 men were like partners in crime. They drove a black car. They bought things like rope and gloves to hide what they would do. They wanted to go to Mexico after and live free. Inside, Dick did not think about the family. He just wanted money. Perry thought about his sad past. It made him mad at the world. They did not know the Clutters. They just heard the wrong story. This shows how bad ideas can grow in people's minds. If they had better help for their problems, maybe things would be different. It was November 14, 1959. Dick and Perry left their homes. They drove more than 400 miles across Kansas. It took all day. They stopped to buy things they needed, like tape and rope. Late at night, they got to Holcomb. It was very dark and quiet. The Clutter family was asleep in their house. The door was not locked. That is how people lived there. Dick and Perry went inside quietly. They woke up the family. First, they found Herb. They asked him for the safe. Herb said there was no safe. He did not have much money at home. The bad men did not believe him. They looked around the house. They tied up the family with rope. They put Herb and Kenyon in the basement. Bonnie and Nancy were upstairs in their rooms. The men kept searching. They found only a little money. Less than $50. They took a radio and binoculars too. Then, something very sad happened. The bad men hurt the family very badly. First Herb, then Kenyon, then Nancy, and last Bonnie. The family died that night. It was early morning on November 15, 1959. The men used a knife and a gun. But we will not talk about the scary parts. It was quick but very wrong. Dick and Perry cleaned up a little. They picked up the shells from the gun. Then they drove away fast. They went east, not to Mexico yet. They felt scared but thought no one would catch them. They left the house quiet again. But now it was empty and sad. The next morning, friends came to the house. They were worried because the family did not answer the phone. That is when they found out what happened. The town was shocked. No one could believe it. This night changed everything. It showed that bad things can happen even in safe places. On November 15, 1959, two girls came to the Clutter house. They were friends of Nancy. They found the door open. Inside, they saw the sad things. They ran to tell others. Soon, the police came. They were from the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. A man named Alvin Dewey was in charge. He was a good detective. The police looked at the house. They saw the family was tied up. There was no safe. Not much was taken. Just a radio, binoculars, and a little money. Why did this happen? They found clues. There was a boot print on the floor. It had a special pattern. Like a cat's paw. They took pictures of it. They talked to people in town. Everyone said the Clutters were nice. No one hated them. So, it must be strangers. The police checked for fingerprints. They found some. But not many. The bad men wore gloves. They learned Herb paid with checks. No cash at home. So, why rob them? Maybe a wrong story. The funeral was big. Over 1,000 people came. It was at the church in Garden City. The family was buried together. Police kept working. They talked to hundreds of people. They looked for the stolen things. Like the radio. One big clue came later. In prison, Floyd Wells heard about the murders on the radio. He remembered telling Dick about the Clutters. He felt bad. He told the police. This was key. Now they knew who to look for. Dick and Perry. Clues like the boot print matched later. The police were smart. They put pieces together like a puzzle. After the clue from Floyd Wells, the police knew the names. Dick Hickok and Perry Smith. They were out of prison. The police looked for them. Dick and Perry had run away. They went to Missouri, then Florida, then Mexico for a bit. But they came back to the US. They drove around. They wrote bad checks to get money. That means fake money papers. Police put out pictures of them. They said they were wanted for murder. On December 30th, 1959, the police found them. It was in Las Vegas, Nevada. That is 6 weeks after the bad night. A policeman stopped their car. He saw the stolen radio in the back. It matched the one from the Clutters. They took Dick and Perry to jail. At first, they said they did not do it. But police asked questions. They split them up. Talked to each alone. Perry said Dick did some bad parts. Dick said Perry did them. But they both told the story. They confessed. That means they said yes, we did it. Police brought them back to Kansas. It was a big chase over many states. But they got caught because of clues and hard work. This shows police never give up. They follow leads until they find the bad guys. The trial started on March 22, 1960. It was in Garden City, Kansas. At the courthouse. Dick and Perry had lawyers. They said they were not guilty. They said they were crazy for a short time. That means their minds were sick. Doctors checked them. They said no, they knew what they did. They were sane. The jury heard the story. Police showed clues. Like the boot that matched the print. The gun and knife. Floyd Wells told his part. How he told Dick the wrong story. The trial lasted 1 week. On March 29, 1960, the jury said guilty. For all 4 murders. The judge said death penalty. That means they would be hanged. Dick and Perry went to prison. They waited on death row. That is a special place for people waiting to die. They asked to change it many times. But no. It took 5 years. The courtroom was full. People wanted justice for the nice family. On April 14, 1965, it happened. At the prison in Lansing, Kansas. First, Dick was hanged. He died at 12:41 in the morning. Then Perry at 1:19. They said last words. Perry said sorry. He said it was wrong. The town felt better. But still sad. The house was sold. People remembered the family. The older daughters grew up. They had families. But they missed their mom, dad, sister, and brother. The case made people lock doors. Small towns felt less safe. Now, about the book. A writer named Truman Capote heard about the murders. It was in a newspaper in November 1959. He went to Kansas right away. His friend Harper Lee went too. She wrote a book called To Kill a Mockingbird. Truman talked to everyone. Police, townspeople, even Dick and Perry in prison. He took notes. Thousands of pages. He stayed 6 years working on it. He wrote the book like a story. But all true. He called it a non-fiction novel. It came out in 1966. First in a magazine, then as a book. People loved it. It sold many copies. It was the start of true crime books. But some said he changed small things. Like made-up talks. Truman said every word was true. But there were fights about it. Movies were made. One in 1967. Others about Truman. The book showed the bad men's minds. It made people think about why people do bad things. This story teaches us many things. Bad things can happen anywhere. Even in quiet towns. Lock your doors. Be careful. Help people with sad minds. Like Perry and Dick. If they had doctors early, maybe no crime. The book changed stories. Now, true crime is big. On TV and books. It helps us understand bad people. But remember the family. They were good. We learned to be kind like them. The impact was huge. People talked about death penalty. Is it right? Truman said no after knowing the men. The town healed slow. But they remember. This is why we tell these stories. To learn and be safe. Below, if you want more videos like this, please be sure to like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more true crime videos. See you in the next one.